was Eamon Lee.
That is right.
With Maine's, now it used to be Maine's Cash and Carry.
Yep.
And then for years it was Maine's Source, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
What is it called now?
Now we like to call ourselves Maine's Food and Party Warehouse.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
still the greatest place it really is for buying meats, produce, canned goods, and to the public. Because I know Maine's is really a wholesale distributor, right? To restaurants and people like that in the food industry.
That's right. And in your favorite restaurant, we are probably supplying them with their food. And it's funny because you can get, just as right at Maine's Food Party Warehouse, you can get all those very same products that all your favorite restaurants are already using.
Well, I know that because when did I first meet you?
That's right, at that Maine's Food and Party Warehouse with a great chef from Central New York.
Freddie Gratella.
Yeah.
Freddie and I went shopping there a few years ago.
Yeah.
And we ran into you there, and you knew Freddie. I mean,
Sure.
like, what do you do there exactly?
I'm actually the corporate chef for the entire company. I actually consult all of our wholesale customers, a lot of your favorite restaurants. Mm-hmm. Very similar to what you see on TV, except I'm very nice. I don't yell and throw things. And we kind of, it's a value added sort of thing. So when you do wholesale business with our company, I am kind of thrown in to, really get the deal going.
Oh,
and
you're
it's
like a prize.
I'm kind of
You're
like
a little
prize.
gift that keeps on giving.
And I do keep on giving.
Good.
And it works out very well. But my research and development kitchen, where we work with restaurants, is actually located in the Maine's Food and Party Warehouse up there in North Syracuse.
You just redid it in the back there, right?
We did, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
You ever have those situations where you find yourself and you say, gosh, I wish I had a chef to ask this question? That's me.
Yeah.
So they never have to ask that question.
Yeah,
They just say, let's ask Eamon.
What was your background?
I grew up in Central New York, working in a lot of the restaurants here. Started at in Fayetteville. I worked at Wellington House back in the early '80s, and then I helped open Arid Evans in 1995 with Jason, and then I worked at the Brewster Inn, the Lincoln House.
Yeah.
Then I went to New York City and got a good education down there in Manhattan, and came back. Worked at 238 Bistro right around the corner here back in the day.
Yes.
And when you could still smoke in a restaurant.
Uh-huh.
And so we had the whole cigar wine thing, which, really ruffled my feathers because nobody can taste the food.
Yeah.
And then after that, I disappeared into a private club here, the Century Club of Syracuse.
Yeah.
We had a great run there from 1999 to 2009.
People talk about how great the food is there.
The food is wonderful there.
So now you took that expertise and everything else, and you work for Maine's.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to Maine's, isn't there?
There is. They would tell you there's a lot more to Maine's than just supplying groceries. We try to support our customers when people buy the groceries. We want to make sure that they take them back to their home and have a great experience. Mm-hmm. And we feel as though we can help them do that.
I can't tell you how many great experiences I've had with your brisket at home. So I don't want to get into it, but it's beautiful.
That's great. I think it's important for people to know a couple of things. Number one, we do have some of the best produce around.
Yeah.
Number one.
And the prices are great.
The prices are great. And that's because we're very efficient with moving produce, because we do wholesale. We have a lot of trucks on the road.
Yeah.
A lot of those things help bring a lot of value to our customers because we don't pay a lot of money to move things around.
Yeah.
The other thing is that we are actually a Pride of New York house. So when you see a company our size, you usually don't see that they're a Pride of New York house. We do in the summer most of our produce buying in Central New York.
That's
a lot
good.
of farms, Tucson and everybody else here, we actually distribute their produce. Mm-hmm. The other thing that we do well is the butcher department. Remember when you used to be able to talk to a butcher and ask and have I think you've seen a lot of people get away from that. Mm-hmm. You can still go into Maine's, talk to a butcher, and have something fabricated to the way you want it. It's still alive and well at Maine's Food and Party Warehouse.
Great. I also like the way you redid the deli section there. It's pretty nice.
It is, and growing as well. We actually we have some exciting projects that are really going to change.
Well, the prices are great. Again,
too.
that's part of it. It's like wholesale club pricing.
Really. You know what? And I'm glad you mentioned that because you see the wholesale club, you have a lot of memberships and stuff.
Yeah.
Another thing to know about Maine's Food and Party Warehouse, there are no membership fees and anybody from the public can just walk in.
I think people think that they have to be a member in order to go. I've talked to people that said, oh, I don't go there. I don't belong.
Right.
I'm not a member. No. You don't have to be a member. It's anybody can walk in.
That's funny. That sounds like a good tagline because I said at Maine's, we all belong. I look forward to seeing you. We're coming into the holiday season, and I know a lot of people like to cook up more brisket coming up here. So I know I'll be bringing a brisket to smother down. Black Canyon Angus is something that you're going to find again in a lot of the best restaurants, many of which I've already mentioned.
Yeah, sure.
It's a great Angus program, and not just prime rib and tenderloin. You can get into the other cuts as well. At Maine's Food and Party Warehouse, you can find all of the containers and all of the packaging that the restaurants use too. So you know how you go to a really good restaurant and you get the containers?
Yeah.
When you go to my house for Thanksgiving, or because we are, of course, default hosts on that.
Of course.
14 people, I have people set up with all of the to-go containers that you see in restaurants.
Excellent.
Yeah, it looks like my house is the best restaurant in town because
that's
everyone's
great.
waving with their to-go. We have all of that stuff at Maine's Food and Party Warehouse.
And
It's
also
pretty
the
cool.
other supplies you have too, such as the aluminum pans.
Yeah.
That's
you got
right.
tons of them. These are the quality stuff too.
Yep. Also, all the things that you would need to prepare the meal too, including the professional cooking equipment.
Yeah.
And even the thermometers, which I'm a big one.
I bought some knives
Yeah.
there recently.
Oh, you did?
Yes, tremendous.
Actually-
the ones with the white handles, I think they're from Australia.
Yeah, the Sandy Safe, I believe they call them.
Yeah.
The health department really like those because they're easy to clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of focus on foodborne illness these days.
Yes, the health department, if they inspect my place, I'm sure I'll pass.
With flying colors, I would imagine.
Hey, I think we covered a lot of stuff here.
I think we did too.
Yeah, okay, good. So Maine's in North Syracuse, right off of Route 11 there by Sweetheart Corners.
Yep.
That is right at Sweetheart Corners. A lot of you guys, everybody remembers, but that for those of you who don't, that is the corner of Taft and Route 11.
That's where Maine's Food and Party Warehouse is.
That's right.
Hey, thanks for coming in this